Good morning, softball America. It is Monday, May 25th, and we know who is playing in the Women's College World Series. We are very excited to be here. Gray Robertson, Tara Henry. We are presented by our friends at GoRout, the leaders in coach-to-player communication. Built by coaches for coaches, GoRout Diamond ensures that every pitch and play call you send is delivered clearly, as I try and speak clearly, all season long. Visit www.gorout.com/shop/softball-America. Make sure you use discount code SA2026 to save $275 on your GoRout system today. We have a packed show. Before I even let Tara say a word, let me let you know about the 8 guests that we have joining us. From UCLA, Alexis Ramirez. From Nebraska, Ava Kuszak. From Mississippi State, Delainey Everett. From Alabama, Patrick Murphy. From Texas, Mike White. From Tennessee, Megan Rhodes Smith. From Texas Tech, Jackie Liss. From Arkansas, Ella McDowell. Good Lord, let's rock and roll. We're going to be here for a little bit, and I can't wait to talk about it all with my friend Tara Henry. Hello, Tara. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great, Gray, and good morning to the chat. Well, good afternoon at this point on the East Coast. I'm just plugging in my laptop because we got a show today, and I got to make sure I don't run out of battery. But I just want to know where everybody is tuning in from. Please let us know. We've got so much to talk about, and guests from every single team that will be in the Women's College World Series will be on today, which is so cool to me. So thanks for joining us this morning. And again, please let us know where you're tuning in from, and please make sure you like this video.
Like the video. Hi, Nick Tarina in the chat. Yes, Nick has been in this room. He came for breakfast sandwiches. They were delicious, reportedly, but he also might have just been being a good guest. Who's to say? Boy, there's a lot to cover from Supers, huh? We've got 15 minutes-ish, 10 minutes really, until Alexis Ramirez joins us, and then we just kind of go full steam ahead with guests. So we're going to do our best in these 10 minutes to talk about as many of those Supers as we can. And if I had to guess, I bet we only get to maybe 2. Tara, where would you like to start? Because I think we have to start with Sunday. The question is, do we start with the upset or the drama?
I think we start with the upset, and then we'll go to the drama.
Okay, let's do it. Because, man, Mississippi State. Clangah. Years ago, I went to Starkville with my dear friend Larry Templeton, and he got me a cowbell. I was like 8 years old, and it's somewhere in a box. And I thought about finding it and busting it out just for the introduction of what Mississippi State did. Because let me tell you, like, in the grand scheme of upsets and supers, when you consider all the things going in, this is up there. This might be one of the top. Beating Oklahoma in Norman is very, very, very hard to do. And Mississippi State goes in and takes 2 out of 3. Delainey Everett is the first pitcher to shut out the Sooners since Montana Fouts did it in 2019 at the Women's College World Series. The offense for Mississippi State, wow, hello. And it was really impressive. Mississippi State showed capabilities beyond what we thought the ceiling was going into Supers. And now this looks like a very dangerous team going into the Women's College World Series.
Absolutely. And I think our question mark all season long about Mississippi State was the offense. And we saw when they scored first what that did to the team, how it galvanized the team. They had momentum. There was no fear
None
in that dugout whatsoever. And I think it starts. I know it starts with the top with Samantha Ricketts and her ability to lead that team and preparing them for May. I was speaking to Tyler Bratton, their assistant coach, and he said, this team is built for May. And that message has been said throughout the entire season. And I just have to tip my cap to Taryn Mowat-McKinney. I think what she's been able to do with that pitching staff, not let alone Peja Gould and Alyssa Faircloth, for her to tell Delainey Everett, who we'll talk to in a little bit, that she was going to get the start at Love's Field just when they arrived to Love's Field, and for Delainey Everett to come in and have that type of performance that shows you how much she's not only prepared these pitchers, but also on the mental side as well. And I think for Everett to be ready to go in and throw a complete game against one of the best offenses in the country, not only a complete game, a shutout, I am so impressed with that complete team win, and, I know we'll get to talk to Everett. My heart is just bursting for her and that performance and what it meant to her.
Kayla in the chat is right. The power of broccoli. I mean, and you know what? I was texting Kinsey Fowler, who was on the call in Eugene for regionals, so she got to be a part of the broccoli story at the very origin. And it was 6-2 Oklahoma when in game one, when the Supers crew got to that story and they started showing broccoli guy, and then the game turned. And then, I just shout out to broccoli guy, because clearly there was some momentum there. And if we're actually really shouting out players, the bottom of the Mississippi State order was outstanding. The home runs that came at the bottom of the order, turning the lineup over. I really thought the game plan in game one, just being short to contact, and like it was really effective. And man, the defense was clean. Outside of kind of that one sketchy inning in game two, Mississippi State was resoundingly better this weekend in all facets. And I'm just relentlessly impressed by what Mississippi State did, because again, going into Loves and beating Oklahoma, they hadn't lost a game in Super since 2015. They'd lost one game at Loves all year to another team at the Women's College World Series, Arkansas. And I mean, man, and they did it really without Faircloth and Peja Gould throwing all that well. That's the other part of it, is they totally did it the opposite of how we thought it would go.
And I agree with you, Gray. And I was surprised that Huacheño got the start. I know that she was a better matchup for that offense.
Game one or game three?
Game one and game three. I know you don't agree. I don't. I would have gone with Lowry. I think she's been the steadiest all year long, and I liked that matchup personally. But again, like, we don't see the numbers. We don't see, well, we can see some of that, the data with our synergy. But I think for Oklahoma, we knew that there was going to be struggles in the circle, and we've seen it go, the pitching staff go up and down all season long, but the offense has showed up and been able to support that pitching staff. So, but I think this is more about Mississippi State going in there and taking it and having that attitude that, I love that quote, even a dog is an underdog. I think that, to me, is just epitomizes what that whole team is about.
I don't know. I mean, we could save my thoughts on Oklahoma pitching for the end of the year. In terms of the overall staff, I think it's quite clear that there were some portal misses. There just were. And also, I don't blame, I felt like a lot of the questions about the pitching plan are disingenuous, because when Milo Huacheño came out of the game in game one, it was 5-2 OU. Now, game three, we can have that discussion. But also, you kind of put yourself in a corner when Audrey Lowry goes complete in game two. So a lot of ways to talk about it. But either way, congratulations to Mississippi State. What a fantastic week. I mean, seriously, of all of the things I thought we might see in Supers, Mississippi State, I could see Mississippi State winning a game. Winning two would have taken a tall task, but I thought if they were going to do that, it was because of pitching, and it was the offense that really, really pulled through. It was really outstanding.
Yeah, incredible. And congratulations to Mississippi State in their first ever Women's College World Series run. How exciting for Samantha Ricketts and Mississippi State, that program, and can't wait to see them in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, relish it, Bulldogs. It's a blast. So enjoy it. Let's talk. We have 3 minutes. Is that enough time to talk about Texas Tech, Florida?
I don't think so. But let's start it. We can start it.
Might as well. What did you think?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you guys, I don't smoke, but I needed a cigarette after those first two games. That is the best description. Oh my goodness. it was just a high in a highly just
It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess is what it was, the whole
I
thing.
mean, the words, I can't even, words to what we witnessed. I mean, how exciting for our sport. Yes, if you like it or not, you don't like the softball tee, you do like the softball tee. There are fans that are just becoming fans of softball that are tuning in that want to know what the drama is all about, and it
Yeah.
escalated throughout the weekend. And again, like it or not, when our sport grows, when we continue to grow and we are on more of a national, more of a global level, those storylines are what make people stay and watch a game. Uh, do I have thoughts about how the whole thing went down? Yes, I think it's really hard to control your dugout. There was a lot of emotions. I know Mia Williams getting hit 5 times was a problem for most people. I can tell you as a coach, you saw what Mia Williams did when the ball was left over the plate. So if you're gonna throw, if the plan is to throw inside, you're gonna go inside and you're gonna maybe hit her. And I think it was intentional? I really don't.
I
Maybe
don't
one or
either.
two of them. I don't see that happening. Having a base runner, it and then a next hitter that has the ability to hit the ball out of the yard, you're just not gonna put people on base like that. And I what a fun weekend. I know it ended with some pretty strong words on both sides, but congratulations to Texas Tech. I thought those teams fought inning after inning, out after out, and ultimately I think having Nigeri Kennedy and Caitlin Terry really is what put Texas Tech into that advantage. And I think Keegan Rothrock just ran out of gas, and you see how important it is to have a staff.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the importance of Caitlin Terry and Nyjah. I thought the third game clearly showcased the importance of not having that number two, not having Ava Brown, quite frankly, ready to go to pitch. That injury, we said that in the preseason when we were talking about Florida. It's like they're one injury away from things kind of really going off the rails, and um, it was Ava Brown not being able to hit, not being able to pitch. Her hitting was incredible. Ava Brown was probably the best Florida hitter, was the best Florida hitter in the Super. Texas Tech was fantastic as well. Obviously, I mean, when you get multiple home runs in a game from Taylor Panel and like, I mean, everybody it seemed like came through at one point or another on different pitches. Rothrock rise ball, Rothrock changeup. It was really impressive. There were some uncomfortable moments, like for sure. I mean, it was at times
There was a lot of uncomfortable moments.
it was at times hard to watch. Quite honestly, because it was like what's happened?
You don't want to turn away because you don't want to miss anything, but also you feel really uncomfortable watching how both teams
yeah. Well, no one
were.
did anything to de-escalate it at all, and like on either side, Texas Tech or Florida or the crowd or anyone. Like so, it just kept building. And then you've got the national audience because you had a game on ABC hearing a lot of the stuff they probably heard in game one. Because when the game is on ABC, broadcasters, we have to assume that a lot of people are tuning in to not just that game or those teams, but softball for the very first time. And so,
Yeah, and you think about all the love bugs that were flying around. You'd think there'd be some more love in the air around.
no, love bugs are disgusting.
I know. Oh, we'll get to this more, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to have another show tomorrow in the Bleachers Club to talk about this.
While I'm flying, I'll do it from the plane. We'll get everyone's thoughts.
It'd be awesome.
But no, all right. It's
We'll get
11:15 Central, 12:15 Eastern, which means it's time to start our revolving door. 8 guests in a row. We are just going. Did you know that there are 8 teams in the Women's College World Series? We've got somebody from every team traveling to OKC, whether they're already there, whether they're traveling today, or whether they're leaving very soon. And we kick things off with Tara's alma mater. Because you know where there wasn't drama this weekend? Los Angeles. UCLA took care of business. And coming in now to join us, our first guest is Alexis Ramirez from the UCLA Bruins. Good morning, Alexis. How are you?
Good morning, you guys. How are you? Good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Lefty, thank you for being here. For those of you that don't know, her nickname is Lefty. We'll call her Alexis, but Lefty as well. I want to know how you're feeling after advancing to the Women's College World Series yet again, and what was the vibe like after the Bruins beat UCF in two games?
Yeah. Just really excited for the opportunity to go back to Oklahoma City with this group of girls. Our word of the year has just been love, and I think there's just been so much love throughout this year and throughout every game and series. So just getting the opportunity to go back with this amazing group of seniors and getting to end their year in Oklahoma City is just really special. But also just the vibes here in LA were great. The Bruins, Bruin Nation showed up. Easton was just like I've never seen before. And it was really awesome. The alumni that came, the fans, the atmosphere was really great. And just a great series against UCF. They were just we respect every opponent. And it was just really fun to go out there and compete every pitch and just focus on ourselves and, earn the opportunity to go back to Oklahoma City and compete.
Give me love over love bugs every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Exactly.
So I got to ask about a stat as I've started to prepare for the World Series and look deeper into UCLA. One of the stats I always track is what we call the response stat, which is scoring right after the opponent. And Alexis, you and your Bruin offense, y'all are as effective as anyone I've seen in America, doing it nearly 65% of the time. What is it about this offense, especially lately? Because there were some stretches in conference play where the opponent would score and y'all would answer every time. Like some weekends, we're talking 8 for 8, 9 for 9. What helps the offense be able to answer back so quickly, no matter who's up in the lineup 1 through 9?
Yeah, I think that first credit to our coaching staff, Coach Lisa, Coach Will, and Coach Misha for just the approach and the plans that we're setting and just the buy-in from our group as a collective offense, from the starting 9 to the hitters that come in off the bench. They're just very committed to the plan and the approach. But also just Coach Lisa's simplicity this year. Just our goal is just touch first base. And I think that really alleviates a lot of stress from, the outcome and trying to do something more than you have to. And just the simple task of just trying to touch first base, whether that's a walk, a hit by pitch, a single, we'll take it however we can get it. And I think that has really just allowed us to really be free and compete. And to your question of like our response, our theme this year is boxing. So just we've watched, a couple Creed movies. So just getting into the ring, our analogy, and just, when you get punched in the mouth, how are you going to respond back? And I think that we can throw punches, but we also have the ability to take punches. And it's all about what you do next. And I think that we do our best to just try to throw jabs here and there and just eventually, just stay in the ring as long as we can.
I got to cut in before Tara asks a question because we know Jordan Woolery, obviously, for those joining the show for the first time, mentioned that a lot of people really like the Michael movie. And I saw in the dugout somebody had the glove. Who was that? Who had the Michael Jackson glove in the dugout?
Yeah. So on pregame on Saturday, Savvy Pola, she brought out these 2 sparkly gloves to BP, and we were going insane. We were like, oh my gosh, this is great. Because we had seen the movie together. So we've just been, off the rails about Michael Jackson. We didn't know how much of an icon he was. So Riley Pinedo and one of our freshmen, Jasmine, they had the gloves on the whole game, just bringing the energy, bringing the dugout, like in the dugout. It was so much fun. And, we got the Michael gloves, we got the butter, we got all these different cellies. So it's just a lot of fun. The vibes are really high.
The shenanigans in the dugout continue for UCLA. I can tell you that they've been going on for a long time. I love that. And I want to ask you about the defense. I know we talk a lot about offense and the UCLA Bruins, but for you, I know that there are some Bruin fans that have asked this on the message boards, Bruin Online, asking about who calls pitches. And we're asking, does the catcher call pitches? Does Kelly I call pitches? Is it Lisa? What has that process been like for you? I see you punching in on there. Are you calling pitches? And what does a typical bullpen look like for you working with those pitchers?
Yeah. So the bullpen is, our strength. And I think that we work really closely with Coach I, Coach Rob, Coach Lisa as well. And I think we study really hard, and I'm very honored and me and Coach I have the trust and the ability to call games together. And, I'm not out there alone. Like, we watch a lot of film. Me and Coach I talk pregame, postgame, about hitters, how we're going to attack people. And with Taylor Tinsley, she has a lot of input on, she's the one delivering the pitch and she's the pitcher. So, she has a lot of input on what she wants to do and how she wants to go at people. And we take all that into consideration. So, yes, I do have the big privilege of calling pitches, but also Coach I steps in a lot. And even just this past weekend during UCF, there was a couple times where things got, maybe the situation got a little bigger, or it was just we've seen them like 6 or 7 times that they've had an at bat. So just having Coach I step in and call pitches, and I think our ability to work together as a team and to plan has really been our greatest strength. And that goes for the entire bullpen, with Bryn and Sid and Natalie, just being able to work together and be, our camaraderie in the bullpen is very strong, and just being able to trust each other, and whoever comes in or whoever's calling pitches, they're going to go out there and execute and have confidence in what's being called.
I've heard this question asked to Coach I a lot in the post-game presser, so I'll ask you. You might have been asked it as well, but what is the biggest difference as someone who knows her very well, not just as a teammate, but I'm sure as a friend, that you've seen in Taylor Tinsley from that first game against Cal Baptist to the rest of the NCAA tournament? Because the response from her has been remarkable.
Yeah. Taylor is just a competitor like no other, just on the field. She just has that fight in her that, it takes to be a great pitcher as she is. And she just got back to her rhythm and to her flow, and she really focused in and honed in on herself. And I think that was so amazing to see. As the catcher, I have the best view. So just getting to watch her find her routine and her rhythm and get to the back and take a deep breath and get on the mound and set, just the conviction in her eyes was just it's postseason Taylor Tinsley. And I think, as a friend off the field, just being there for each other through the good and the bad, no matter what. And we're very tight. And I think that's why our relationship on the field works so well, because we're more than just teammates. I don't just call pitches and she doesn't just deliver them. We have a relationship grounded in love and trust. And I think that's why we are so successful on the field together.
Oh, I love that. Last one for me. I know how big it is to have the alumni in the stands and how much that means when you are a Bruin. What was that like to see all of the alumni cheering and just giving their all for this team?
Yeah. I mean, the first row of Easton is pretty close to the field. So you can really hear the alumni, and the group of alumni that was there was alumni that we had the privilege of playing with, like Aaliyah Jordan and Bree Perez. So just getting to hear them be so close, like Maya Brady, like they were truly just so supportive, and they were, riding for us in ways that, we couldn't even imagine. And it's a blessing to know that the Bruin bubble, through all the ages and decades, they're here supporting us. And it's just a reminder that, the alumni of this program built this legacy, and, we're playing for something so much bigger than us. And, to win for, the Bruins and the 4 letters is to win for all those that have come before us. So just to have them there and supporting us is it's so awesome. And, all the fans of Easton that travel everywhere we go and come, it's just really a blessing to have them by our side.
Before we let you go, what is the plan? Because you're obviously not there yet. There's a giant picture of UCLA in the background. So when are you leaving for OKC? What's the travel itinerary this week?
Yeah, we are gonna leave on the bus in about an hour. And then we'll head to the airport, and I think we arrive around 5 or 6. So today is our travel day. So we'll arrive, get a good meal in, and then we'll start training tomorrow when we get to OKC. So we look forward to it.
Love it. Wonderful. Alexis Ramirez from UCLA. Congratulations on a great run in the postseason. Enjoy Oklahoma City. I know you've been there before, and I also know it never gets old. Best of luck this week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Lefty Alexis Ramirez from UCLA.
So
Just
good. I love that
numbers.
I love that she still calls the game. And obviously, Kelly, I will jump in and help, but that is something that has been a part of UCLA for a really long time. And I I think that we don't have very many catchers like that in this day and age. And I love what she's like a quiet, calm back there.
Mm.
And I think even in a part of the bottom of the lineup, which has done wonders for UCLA, if you take a look at this lineup and the power numbers up and down 1 through 9, it's just absurd.
Well, I mean, can we talk about Alina Garcia?
Yeah.
And what she did?
Yeah.
She was out here putting up 7 RBIs, and I think she leads the team in NCAA tournament RBIs. I think.
Yeah, I mean, eight players have double-digit home runs. But if you go on and take a look at Bri Alejandre as a freshman, that left side of UCLA's infield, not only on defense, but on offense. I mean, Alina Garcia, what a day she had in that game, too, against UCF. And Lefty had a huge day as well. But Alina Garcia had 7 RBI, and then I think a pair of home runs as well. So a lot of talent up and down that lineup. And it's going to be how many runs they can put up on the board to support Taylor Tinsley. And you can't, I mean, they wouldn't be here without Bryn Nally and her ability to stay in that game against CBU. So, again, excited to see the Bruins back in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. It's the Gray and Terra Bowl, 6:00 on Thursday.
Oh, it is. I know Brady has put this idea that we all need to wear our alma mater's shirts on Thursday.
I mean, I will.
You're going to be here.
It's a work day for me. What are you talking about? I think it'd be funny. Like we're going to college, like the high school. Oh, man.
Amazing.
Well, do you want to keep this train on the tracks?
Hey, let's just keep it rolling. That's what we do. If we're ready.
Well, let me tell you, as the world knew, Saturday we had some weather in Tuscaloosa, which meant that we got to sit and watch 2 very, very cool, emotional ticket punchings for the Women's College World Series. And one of them was Nebraska. You want to talk about just an absolutely rip-roaring atmosphere. It was we were playing Uno and we all said, everyone stop and turn. We're going to watch this. And Nebraska's going to the Women's College World Series. And a big reason why is joining us right now on the show, Ava Kuszak from the Cornhuskers. Hi, Ava. Welcome to the show. How are you?
How are you guys? I'm doing good.
What's
Go ahead, Gray.
Celebration? Is that a World Series celebration behind, or is that
No,
just?
it was my roommate's birthday on Saturday, so it worked out pretty well.
Oh.
It worked out pretty well. Yeah. Really big balloons. So there's a whole lot going on.
Oh, amazing. Well, Ava, I want to ask you, what was that celebration like? What was it like to clinch a berth to the Women's College World Series on a team that, as a team captain, as a senior, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it means the world. I try to take a second to just be super present in it, because I was everything was happening so fast, and just seeing all the girls come together and tears, I can't even describe the emotions that everyone was feeling. It was just amazing. And then our parents were able to come on too after, and just hugging my parents, my mom and my dad together. And I'm bawling, parents are bawling. I'm looking around and all the parents, there was just so much hard work and everything put into this year, and all of our careers. I mean, this is where we wanted to go. So it was a really cool moment.
Can you speak to the presence of Rhonda Revelle in that type of atmosphere? I mean, obviously she's a legend. She's been there before. She knows what to do. But how calming is she to a lot of you players who are kind of experiencing that, close it out, go to OKC moment for the first time in your career?
I mean, I feel like it started from day one of practice, to be honest, of how she started talking about be present in this moment, be in it, and just be in it with each other. And we've carried that throughout the year, and she hasn't wavered on that whatsoever. And I mean, we'll be warming up and she's doing her warm-up laps around the field, and I'm she's getting locked in. Jordy and I is oh yeah, it's time to lock in right here. We know she's getting locked in, so we're we got to get locked in with her. But I mean, she is just, she's a force. I love playing for her, and she's just an amazing human as well. And it's so easy to love and play for someone like that.
I love that Coach Ravel is getting warmed up for games.
Of course she is.
It does not surprise me one bit. Gray and I are going to go to O Dark 30 class at one point on a Wednesday. We that is on our list of things to do. But
Yes.
Ava, I also want to ask you about the environment at Bowlin Stadium, Ronda Ravel Field, and what that was like. Has it ever been that loud in your career? And can you describe to the audience what it was like to be on the field and experience it?
I mean, from even in regionals too, like it was just packed and so loud, and you could just feel like the positive energy, and like everyone was ready and with us. Like you could just feel everyone on that field. And it's a lot better when you're at home and that's your family and friends and all of your fans, and that you can feel that energy. So like we talked about it, like the difference from last year in Supers to this year in hosting. I mean, that difference of having your own fan base that just loves the sport of softball and they just want the best for every single one of those like our girls, is just, it's huge. And it was so loud. I mean, even like walks, hits, like it was so loud, and it was just so cool to be like, oh my goodness, like, and just take a look at it for a second and just take it all in. And they were amazing. I can't wait to see how much red shows up this weekend. So
I'm going to guess a considerable amount after
Yes.
watching Nebraska sports across various other networks over the years. Shout out to volleyball and football and everyone always showing up for Nebraska athletics. I want to ask about the way that these people showed up and stayed on a Thursday game where we played softball for about 15 minutes. And, you know, obviously the weather throws wrenches. It's postseason. We know that this is coming. But what can you say about the way that the crowd was there until they called it, and then the way that they seemed to bring that same type of energy the next day to help you and your teammates grab momentum instantly once the game was resumed?
Like after we got delayed and then we came back out, like there was people sprinting in and like trying to get back to their seats and get ready, like running full of like blankets, ponchos, like everything mentionable. They were sprinting back to their spots. Like they were ready to go. It was, and then as soon as we found out we weren't playing, like you could feel the entire crowd also be like, oh, like, and then, so I knew they were going to come back the next day, and they were just like, the energy did not waver. Like it literally was the exact same. Thursday night, it was so loud. And then starting up that game right where we left off, I mean, they did not miss a beat. And it's just, we are so grateful to have such an amazing fan base that just loves softball and loves Ravel and loves all of our coaches and loves all of us. And it's so amazing.
Ava, there's a lot of comments in the chat about Colorado. So shout out to Colorado from everybody in the chat. The last one for me, I want to ask you, you've started every game at shortstop this year, and you've been able to witness both Jordy Fromm and Alexis Jensen in this circle. What has that been like for you to witness that, from just being right there to understand what they're able to do in the circle?
I mean, I've said this before, and Jordy makes you, like, her energy, like, and her competitiveness makes me want to run through a brick wall. And Alexis does the exact same thing for me. Like, that girl they're just both competitors, and watching those two do what they've done this year and also do it together and their love for each other, it's amazing to see that. I mean, nothing gets better than those two girls when they're dogpiling, like jumping on each other's backs after like both of them pitched one game. Like, it is the coolest like little relationship between those two, of how they've just built off of each other. And just both of those girls are amazing competitors and amazing people and humans. Like, there's no one like Alexis Jensen. I mean, that girl's personality is unlike anyone, and I love playing behind her. And same thing for Jordy. That girl is just, I am so lucky to play with Jordy again. I played with her in club a little bit, and if you were able to tell me at like my high school year that I was like high school kid that I was playing with Jordy again, I'd be like, no way. Are you kidding me? Like, so it's just been, I mean, it literally does not feel real. And God had a plan, and he brought us all back together. And it's just been amazing.
And I'll ask one more thing, because I think when we all came into the super regional, we were expecting, pitchers duels. We saw Jordy and Jensen versus Ruby, we expected it to be a 3-2, 2-1 type game. And you and the rest of the offense really did a great job attacking Ruby and continuing to apply pressure. What was it that you and your teammates did in the week going up into that super regional that helped you be effective against Ruby Malin? And how can you kind of try and do that again going into a Women's College World Series matchup with Arkansas?
Yeah, at first, like our coaches, they take so much time and pride in prepping us going into the games and just film and whatever we need to get done of figuring out what our plan is and how we want to attack. And we always talk about that we want to be a suffocating offense and have the pitchers feel our bats through the zone, even if it's not, even if you swing and miss, like you want to have a swing that is like the pitcher's like, oh, like in that you're on time and you're having a good hack. So this going into this weekend, we were like, we need to attack early, make her feel our bats coming through the zone and just hunt what we over the plate and get something that we can hit hard. So that was something that we really harped on all of practice. And then going into the games, we're like, do not waver on your plan and just stick to it and get your barrels through the zone. And I mean, seeing the entire team do that, it was really cool. And I think we're going to keep that up.
I love that. Well, I know I said last one, but I want to ask a little bit more on that because I think it's so interesting. When you talk about your offensive plan and you talk about your barrels through the zone, has there been anything different this year that you could attribute to the offense or anything that Coach Sipple has implemented with this offense?
I think we've just really tried to just shrink our zone and hit what we can hit hard and not just swing at something that you can hit. I feel like coming in even last year, like Miller's like, yeah, you can hit it, but like, can you hit it 75 miles an hour on a hard line drive or a ground ball, like up the middle? And so I was like, yeah, I guess I want to hit. And she's like, no, you want to hit something hard. So I think our entire team is just like, we've really dug into that and just try to figure out what we can hit hard and chase that.
Ava Kuszak from Nebraska joining us on Good Morning Softball America. Ava, congratulations on a wonderful run and enjoy Oklahoma City. There's nothing quite like it. I know you and your teammates are excited to get there. When do y'all leave? What's the travel plan?
We're leaving tomorrow, so I'm excited. Yep,
okay.
I can't wait.
Well, enjoy it. There's a lot of good food, a lot of good stuff to do, and best of luck in the Women's College World Series.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Ava Kuszak from
So
Nebraska.
Good. I just
they
really
owned that super. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I just really love the energy around this team, around this program. We've had a few of them on the show, and there's just so much joy that they play with, and you can tell they love one another. And again, I think that starts with the top and Coach Ravel, and that is a team that is going to be very difficult to go up against in the Women's College World Series.
Talk about a killer nightcap. Nebraska, Arkansas. With Kevin and Amanda.
I was going to say, is that the final game? Is UCLA, Alabama the third game?
Correct.
Oh. I love that.
Very exciting. And again, Kevin and Amanda, Chaos Theory. So very cool. I thought it was really impressive because Nebraska did not blow me away in regionals. They played well. They won, but it wasn't like total domination like we saw in some other regionals, and they totally dominated supers, which is more impressive. So if I'm Nebraska, I'm coming in super confident, and there's a reason Brady had them at the top of his, odds to win OKC article that was
which is on the
today.
Site. Yeah, go ahead and take a look. It's on the site. I think for me, Gray, watching Nebraska very early on in the season and sitting behind the plate and watching Alexis Jensen and understanding what she could do alongside Jordy Fromm, I am not surprised to see Nebraska back at the Women's College World Series. And the addition of Jensen in the circle, not only her craft, her ability to spin the ball, to change speeds, but the way she carries herself. And you heard Ava say it, I think for a freshman, she does not act like a freshman. And to have two viable aces available, and then to have an offense that can score in bunches. And we haven't even talked about Hannah Core. we haven't even talked about Jordy Fromm and Hannah Core, and those two literally knowing what it takes to advance to the Women's College World Series, know what it takes to win a Women's College World Series, and she is red hot at the plate and the perfect time because she struggled in the beginning of the year. I talked to Coach Rhonda Ravel about Hannah and just the transition and what she was kind of going through in the beginning of the year, and to now see her just balls flying off the bat. She's hitting doubles, she's hitting triples, she's bringing Jordy in. Jordy gets on, Hannah Core brings her in. It just seems like that's been the recipe for the Huskers in the postseason, and very, very impressed with Hannah Core, not only on offense, then she does it in center field with the diving plays as well. So I really like this team.
I think we talked about it last week, and our next guest is here, so we'll talk to Delainey Everett in just a moment. However, I did want to point out, we talked about this last week. Hannah Core, because of how tough the start was, if you you really have to dive deep and make sure that you're looking at most recent stats when you prep for Nebraska, because her overall stats aren't leading the team. But she's been the best hitter for the last month, even better than Jordy for average and in terms of RBIs and run production, all that jazz. So it's Nebraska. The story was always going to end in OKC. How it ends in OKC, we'll see. I can't wait to find out. But this team felt destined to get there, just with all the storylines converging. And it's impressive. Congratulations to my future spin coach, teacher, Rhonda Ravel. She's going to whoop my butt on that stationary bicycle.
We got to film this. Hysterical.
Do we, though? Do we really need evidence of me embarrassing myself physically? Okay. Now, we talked about, look, the storylines for Nebraska have converged. There was no bigger storyline on Sunday than what a certain young lady did in the circle for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. We talked about it at the very beginning. Some streaks are even more impressive than you think they are until you put it on paper and realize what has been broken. And Delainey Everett is the first pitcher to shut out Oklahoma in 399 games since the 2019 Women's College World Series. She goes complete in Love's Field to take down Oklahoma to send Mississippi State to the Women's College World Series for the first time in school history, following their second super regional in school history. She was outstanding. I can't wait to talk to her, so I'm not even going to hesitate any longer. Joining us now on Good Morning Softball America is Mississippi State pitcher Delainey Everett. Hello, Delainey. Look at that hat. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh my goodness, we love that hat. So good. Oh, Delainey, I want to ask you. I just watched the video of the Gatorade being poured on you after the game again, and looking at your face in that moment. For you, how can you describe what that felt like to do all those amazing things that Gray just said, but to celebrate that with your teammates?
Well, first of all, they could have done water instead of Gatorade, but, they had to go the extra mile. Knowing that this group of girls, we've just worked so hard, and knowing that what we've done all year to push through together no matter what, whether we won or lost yesterday, we were in it together. So just knowing that, coming off the field, knowing that we had each other's backs through and through. Every single pitch, they're like, we got you, we got you. When we went in to hit, we got you, everything like that. And I exemplified that back to them. I'm like, I got you guys. This is it. So it's just knowing that and loving each other like we have all year.
You mentioned your teammates saying they've got you. They certainly did by scoring in the first inning yesterday against Oklahoma. How much did that put you at ease a little bit, knowing yes, they said I've got you, and then they also proved it by putting up 2 runs and giving you a little bit of cushion before you even threw a pitch?
For sure. Definitely hearing it and then seeing it as on top of it. It's definitely not easier per se, but it just gives you ease when you go out there and you have a lead. You're able to pitch free and not pitch tense as if one run, is going to win or lose the game. Knowing and going out there that we had 2 already was definitely a good start for us, and we just kept building off of that.
And Delainey, obviously run support is important, but I want to start before the game with your conversation that you had with your pitching coach, Taryn Mohawk McKinney. When did you find out that you had the start? And For those pitchers that are in your position, you'd only thrown a handful of innings all season long. For you to go in and be ready, what advice can you give to some athletes who's not sure if their name's going to be called, but to be ready when that moment arises?
For sure, definitely. Well, Coach T is right over here. But yesterday we got off the bus and we're walking onto the field, and she's like, "I want to talk to you," and I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "How do you feel about starting today?" I said, "Good." No time to think about it. No, didn't even think twice. After we were done talking, I was like, oh my gosh, it hit me. My heart started pounding. I'm like, this is really happening. Obviously, like you had said, this year our other pitchers have been dealing and just finding the right time, and doing my job when called upon. And yesterday was a big day for that. So I was ready to step up and do what I needed to for this team.
Well, and your story was already incredible because of everything that you've gone through the last few years, from the passing of your father and the injuries that you've dealt with as well. And then in the post-game interview, to hear you reference your parents' anniversary, I got choked up. I know Tara got choked up. Every group chat I was in got choked up. How much did that mean to you and to your family for that to all converge in that one moment yesterday?
Well, it's crazy how the world works, that's for sure, of course. I told Coach T after she told me, and, people cope different ways, and mine's just laughing and making crazy jokes about it and all that, just to laugh and be lighthearted. And I was like, of course, today would be all days that this is happening. But, just going out there, every time I went out there, we had about probably 40 seconds before the first pitch of every inning, and I would pace, go back and forth, look up at Dad and be like, I got you. You've had me all my life. I got you today. So just knowing that this is the second one for Mom by herself, and that she just got all four of her girls in her corner for her, and Dad's up there watching over us.
Oh, I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some tissues. Oh my goodness. And I would be remiss to not ask about Broccoli Man, because we have seen this whole just broccoli everywhere, right? I remember watching it in regionals. We actually had some broccoli in studio at some point because there was Broccoli Man dancing. How has the dugout brought that broccoli into the dugout, and how has that helped you all kind of stay loose?
We're just a fun team to begin with, and that just added to it. We were at Oregon, and he was out in the field, and Ali Supin, she's one of everybody knows who she is at this point. And so she was dancing with him, and then one of the Oregon girls was in the bullpen at the time, and I had asked her, I was like, who is this guy? And she was like, he is a softball fan, he's a sports fan, and he loves softball. And we were like, okay, awesome. And then basically we just inherited his energy, and some of our Hail State clips. He's like, I just love this team. I love how y'all have involved me. And he's like, that's what I've been looking for. Just a team to grasp his energy. Like I said, we're fun and willing to get down and boogie and all that stuff like he is. So fits right in with us for sure.
Delainey, I want to ask about this week because did y'all stay in Oklahoma? Okay. So how does that kind of, how are you going to spend these couple days? Because you're there before anybody else can get to Oklahoma City. I'm sure that there will be some work and prep done into Texas Tech and that first matchup. But how are you going to spend some time around the city enjoying this first Women's College World Series as a team?
Yeah, well, we're hitting right now. So as a non-hitting pitcher, that's why I'm able to do this. But we're just getting ready. We're going to prepare. We're going to have fun. Coach Ricketts just told us while we were out stretching before hitting that we know when to have fun and we know when to lock in. We're going to take this time. We're going to embrace it. Obviously, with only 8 teams here, you're blessed to be here for sure. So knowing that every moment matters, soaking it in, soaking the city in, obviously being here already has helped, but just continuing what we've been doing the past week, keeping the vibes, all of that good stuff.
Amazing. Last one for me, Delainey. First ever Women's College World Series appearance for Mississippi State. Have you all received any messages from former alum or anybody that you can share with us on just celebrating y'all's first appearance of the Women's College World Series?
Yes. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. There has been so many Instagram. There were so many people there yesterday to begin with that were alums. There's so many people talking about going to be there from the Super Regionals team before, even years previous, building up this program, to what it is today. But just knowing that they are proud of us and they paved the way for us and they're able to live through us, in that kind of way. So that just makes it all worth it. And getting texts from them saying, I'm so proud of you. And we're like, we don't even know you, but thank you so much. Like, we know their names, but, personally, it's hard after they graduate and are off. But yeah, it's definitely good to just keep showing and shocking the world.
Who sparked the jumping in the pool last night? Who started it? Who initiated? And who got everybody involved, including Tyler Bratton, who really stuck the landing?
Well, we had this thing where we told Coach Ricketts, mainly Coach T, that we go to the World Series, that she's going to build a pool at her house. Well, Coach T was saying that on the bus, and everyone was like, oh, yeah, let's jump in the pool. That's what they thought she was saying. So when we got off the bus, we were like, can we jump in the pool? That's what Coach T said. And they were like, sure. So we just did. We got everybody. We got all the managers. We got our photo people, everything, media, all of that. It was just awesome. It was a moment that you won't forget, and just everyone involved behind the scenes, especially that get us to that point, that don't get the spotlight. Like, it means a whole lot.
Well, it was definitely fun to watch everybody jumping in the pool, and what a way to celebrate. Thank you so much, Delainey, for joining us. Say hi to Coach T for us, and we will see you in OKC.
Sounds good. Hail State.
Thanks, Delainey. Thank you, Brian. Delainey Everett from Mississippi State. Unbelievable. She had me going.
I know.
I was
getting teary-eyed. I'm thinking, like, do I have any Kleenex around here?
Seriously. No, and what a performance. I mean, man, you want to talk about changing eye level, hitting spots, keeping an offense off balance. The offense for Mississippi State immediately putting pressure on Oklahoma, getting to Miley Wachenio, hitting every pitcher that they saw this weekend. It was really impressive, and many congratulations to Coach Ricketts and Coach Bratton and Coach T, like you said. And, this has been building, and for them to do it in probably the hardest way, which is to do it by beating Oklahoma and Norman, is just a testament to the way that program has been getting closer and closer to this goal. So shout out to Mississippi State, because really it's remarkable. And I hope they enjoy this trip to Oklahoma City, because I have a feeling there will be more in the future. But you only go for the first time once.
I know it's hard to be the first to do it. And this team has shown that they can do it, and they've advanced to the Women's College World Series. And again, I think a lot of that also has to do with they just didn't have a ton of data on Everett as well. And I just know Oklahoma is really good with their game planning. They're really good at minimizing pitches that are out of the zone, that are probably more of chase pitches and really hunting. So I think that probably had a little bit to do with it as well. But I think a lot of it has to do with Delainey Everett and her ability to be ready when her name was called, and to have Taryn Mowat McKinney calling pitches. And anybody that knows Taryn can call pitches. And to have Delainey be able to deliver in the circle and have her calling pitches, to me was it was a joy to watch.
Taryn Mowat McKinney has been A1 100 this year. I mean, seriously,
she needs a raise. We're pushing for Taryn to get a raise. All of them, the entire staff.
Did you tweet a raise on the raise on the raise?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's raise the roof. I love it. No, seriously. And again, we raise the roof. And it's crazy too because we talk about the margins, right, in postseason, and you think about the first game Mississippi State played in postseason, where they were trailing to St. Mary's. St. Mary's had the errors. Mississippi State took advantage. They win the game, and since then they have been the better team significantly on the field against every team that they've played. And sometimes that's what it takes. You win the one tight one, and then you go on the ride, and look where you are. And I cannot wait to see how they perform against Texas Tech, because I think that there are some things strategically that this Mississippi State pitching staff has that can exploit a few things that Texas Tech maybe hasn't done well offensively this year. If you look at some of the pitchers who've beaten the Red Raiders this season, there are a few of those type arms on this Mississippi State staff. So I cannot wait to watch that. And they're on the primetime slot. They're in the ABC window. We love to see it. Yeah. Remember, morning is primetime because of ABC.
Oh, you're talking about later in the week.
Yeah, later in the
week.
Not
on Thursday. I was like,
on
what?
Saturday.
They elevated
on
Thursday?
Saturday. No. Saturday is ABC. So the Thursday winner is on ABC, which is then prime time.
Oh, Brady wants to have credit for the Rays on Rays. I've been
Was
saying
it Brady?
I've been saying it outwardly for a long time that Tara needs Rays. I even said it when I went to Mississippi State. Brady did tweet that she needs a raise. I said, yes, I'm going to second, third, fourth it. So Brady can have his.
Well, now you freak me out. I'm not, because Saturday is still
I
on
said
ABC,
the whole
isn't
coaching
it?
staff needed a raise. Brady just said Taryn.
I'm just double checking the TV. Yeah, Saturday is on ABC. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay,
remember, because day is now prime time.
I'm only focused on Thursday at the moment.
I'm just always excited whenever softball's on ABC. That's all I'm hyped about.
Just can't wait for Thursday. We got 4 great games.
I know. Real quick, let's go over the actual Thursday TV schedule as opposed to me apparently getting antsy. Here is noon Eastern. We got Texas Tech, Mississippi State. I really don't like that the NCAA website is still leaning into the weird seed things. That's 11 seed Texas Tech against Mississippi State. And then at 2:30 Eastern, we've got I'm forgetting it. 2 seed Texas against the 7 seed Tennessee. 7 Eastern is 1 seed Alabama against 8 seed UCLA. And at 9:30 Eastern, get your coffee. We've got the 4 seed Nebraska Cornhuskers against the 5 seed Arkansas Razorbacks.
I love this slate. I love this whole lineup. I have it written down. I think this is going.
It's a really balanced first day.
Yes. And it's so important to stay in the winner's bracket. It's so important to stay in the winner's bracket if you lack depth, pitching depth. So it's going to be important for UCLA, who I think is probably, in looking at every single team, the only team that probably doesn't have a 1A, 1B.
Yeah, it's probably true. I agree.
Of all of the teams.
All 8 of them?
Yeah. It's weird. When we have 64 to prep for, and then to have 8, you just feel like, this isn't very many. Like, there's only 8 left. Wow.
See, Xavier disagrees about them being significantly better than OU. Was game 1 fairly even? Because, man, OU shot themselves in the foot a lot. And Mississippi State played relatively clean for the most part.
I mean, I think Mississippi State's defense obviously doesn't get enough love, but there were so many plays in center, so many plays on the left side. I just think good pitching and defense, when you get towards the end and you're looking at making a championship run, are very, very important.
Kayla asks, because Murph will be joining us in a moment, but I'll look at the chat and answer some questions. How do they decide the order of games on day 1? It is TV based. So as we talked about, with ABC now having a time slot, the day window is viewed as prime time because ABC on Saturday is prime time. So Beth, Michelle, Mendoza, Holly Rowe, they will do 11 or I guess noon and 2:30. And then the night games with Kevin and Amanda, the Kevin and Amanda Chaos Theory, and probably Alyssa Lang, I would assume, will be on E2. And then that winner's bracket game is on ESPN, I believe. Yes, it is. May 30th. So that's how that goes. And then now as for the order of games within the windows. I think it's also ratings based. I think the assumption is that the earlier one would rate higher, but who's to say?
I don't know how that works, but I'm sure we could try and find somebody to get on here that can explain that to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mega Ronowitz. No.
I was thinking Patrick Murphy.
Well,
I feel like he could.
I was waiting. I was just waiting for the camera to turn on.
Oh, okay.
And then,
all right.
yeah,
All right.
we gotta see the guest to make sure we can speak to the guest. However, it was a rip-roaring weekend at Rhodes Stadium. Can we, real quick, a little love to our friend Emily Pitek, who was
bringing
bringing
the
it.
fire always.
Even though we sat around for 5 hours Saturday playing Uno and watching other softball games,
Uno's a great game.
Oh, you look. I really wanted Eric and Maddie to come over from the TV booth and join us, and Maddie to see my dark side, my competitive side, because I get really ferocious in Uno.
You should probably challenge Maddie to pickleball. That would be fun too.
Okay. Maddie Shipman, I'll see you at the World Series. Let's play pickle. I'm already playing
chicken
Vinny.
and pickle. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Vinny and I have a pickle rivalry, I guess, is what we've been talking about for the last month. So our time will be soon to battle it out on the pickleball court. I'm going to bring the pickleball paddle. It'll be great.
Oh.
Yes, Nate. And Nate was winning.
I love that, Nate, that you just called him out.
Oh, Murph is calling me.
Maybe he's having some trouble getting onto the platform. Do you want to talk to him?
Yeah, why don't you
just move?
Why don't you? I'll mute. You take care of business.
I love that Nate is just called Gray out on Uno. Let's take some questions while we wait for Murph to get on here. Any questions before we have the next couple guests? I'm going to take a look at the chat. But again, I think we'll talk to Murph about this, and witnessing Rhodes House from my couch, I just think it's one of the hardest, most difficult places to play in the country. I know that the Women's College World Series is up there in Oklahoma City, but Rhodes House to me is it's just suffocating. And a lot of that has to do with Emily Pitek, our girl, who gets the crew all riled up. Is Murph okay there, Gray?
Yes, he's working on it. I've implored him to do it on his phone because he was having some trouble with the internet browser, which fair, same, been there.
Yeah.
What Deuces Wild? What question didn't we answer? I would love to know because we've had two.
There's a lot of chat messages. So just put it back up here so we can see it. No, I was just talking, Gray, about Rhodes House and how difficult it is to play there. And I think it's a huge advantage for Alabama to have a fan base that believes and shows up. And I don't know how many were at the games this past weekend. Do you have a attendance record? What's happening?
I think it was 3,400 on Saturday. And you know what? For the most part, they stayed. I mean, the first delay was an hour 45 or so. And then I think the next one was 2.5. And for the most part, like the Brickyard lost some folks for the second resumption, but the concourse was pretty full all the way throughout.
Did they put seating in the Brickyard, or those just everybody bringing their own seat?
That's just everybody bringing their own seat. All right, we got it. I see him. The camera's working. Here we go. Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy, as we say on the radio broadcast, the Hall of Famer. Which hall? All of them. And he's joining us in Good Morning Softball America. Hey, Murph, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh my goodness. Murph, what's happening? How are you feeling? How was the weekend?
It was.
Does it ever get old?
No. It's just very exciting. It's a relief because the hardest part is getting there, right? And SEC school, great opponent, good athletes, the whole thing. We had bad weather. I mean, everything. So I'm just really glad that we got it done. Our pitchers pitched like all Americans, every single one of them. So it's just been a really fun time here in Tuscaloosa the last 2 weekends.
Coach, I've known you for a while now, doing this with you for 10 years, and I've never seen you quite get as emotional as you did talking to the parents after clinching that super regional. Why was it so big for this group and this group of parents to be one that goes to Oklahoma City so much that it got you, a little teary eyed?
Yeah. I mean, they have played their roles to perfection, and I wanted their parents to realize that, because I've said it and you've heard me 1,000 times. Tara, you probably heard me say it. But there's so many different ways to help a team win. You don't have to be on the field. You don't have to be in the lineup. You can be one of those 11 young ladies in the dugout that can help a team win and go to a championship. And the parents needed to hear it. The kids needed to hear it, because every single one of the young ladies on this team played their role to perfection this year.
I mean, Murph, some of the best teams are those ones that you just described. And I think a big part of the success this year and what we've seen is this freshman class. Like we talked about the senior class. Like I want to know, how would you describe this freshman class? Because I think each class maybe has their own identity as they come through. And now that you've spent most of the regular season and 2 weekends in the postseason, how would you describe this freshman class?
Okay, so number one, Tara, they're no longer freshmen. We're done with school. So they're sophomores now. I don't know if you saw the clip of Anna Roman when she got her base hit on Saturday. I pinch run for her, and she comes running off the field and basically does this dolphin, I don't know what you'd call it, and swan dive. And it was supposed to be a chest bump with me. And I had no clue what she was doing. So I just kind of let her fly through the air. That's the freshman class right there. Really good personalities, great softball players, really good kids.
Lex Papillo is her parents were in the chat earlier, and I know that this was something that was very meaningful to her. If you watch the video of the dog pile, you almost can't even make out Lex's face because of the tears. And there's been a lot of work that she's put in to get to this point. But as a coach, how gratifying is it to see that part of the journey, to see a kid who maybe didn't play all 4 years at Alabama, but came in, made a decision to improve and get better for her last year, and then to reach Oklahoma City?
Well, I don't know if you noticed the parents too. The young lady to the right in the front row was her mom. And she was crying the entire time. So Lex must get it from her mom. But, we were talking about it this morning when we got to hit, and I'm sitting in my office right now and it's raining. It's rained like the last 3 days, basically. But we had a hitting session, and, this was it for Lex. It's her last opportunity. And I'm really happy for a young lady like her to get an opportunity to play in Oklahoma City. It means a lot to me. I really wanted it for this team. They've just been really, really good young ladies to coach. They had a 3.78 team GPA this spring. So they've done everything right on and off the field.
And Murph, I want to take it a little way far back to 1993 when you went to the World Series with Louisiana.
That's a long ways.
Dang, Tara.
I know it was a long ways, but I feel like you have so much perspective, Murph, and I think that's really important for those that are listening and those that are just become new fans of how far this sport has come in that period of time, because you've seen it grow over the time. And what can you kind of say about where we are now and maybe what it was like back then and how far we've come as today?
Well, the thing that I remember very distinctly was we practiced up on the upper field. And then we were kind of walking down and waiting for the previous game to end. And we came up the hill, and then you go down those rickety stairs that are still there.
They are still there.
Yes. And I think I said to Yvette Girard, holy shit, we're at the World Series. And there was hardly any outfield seating. There was nothing where we were at, in that berm. Very limited seating, just the grandstand. Grass on both sides. But it was the World Series, and we were just amazed at what, we were there, number one. And to see it grow and there was probably 4 cameras for ESPN that year. And you only got on TV if you got to the last day. So there was only like 2 games on TV. And now I think there's 48 cameras, and every game is live on national television.
Crazy. Yeah. And there will be studio shows and alternate viewings and all the things of the Women's College World Series. Last one for me, Coach. We have talked a lot on the radio side about the impact of Jenna Young, moving her up to the leadoff spot, what she's done consistently there. But you've gone on the campaign lately about her glove at second base. What can you say about how reliable she has been defensively behind Brisky and Moten and Palazzi, and not even just her, but the entire defense?
Gray, I was looking at some of the intangibles that the young ladies chose for this year. And Jenna's intangible was, I will bring a competitive, confident persona to everything I do. She has done that 100%. I can remember one of our first team practices. I felt like she was playing, in the SEC championship during practice. And I was like, this kid is going to be good. She was very intentional with everything she did. Her practice habits are incredible. She's a great teammate. She's a hard worker. Everything about her screams professional. And I'm so glad that she's doing well. Her glove has been terrific, but like you said, her leadoff for us has added another dimension, because now Lex goes to the 3 spot, Brooks in the 2, and there's a lot more, I believe, harder people to pitch to later on in the lineup. So she's been terrific in her spot. This is another kid that I'm really glad gets an opportunity, because she's a great, great player. Had a great year for us defensively, offensively. We wouldn't be in this position without her.
I love that. Well, head coach Patrick Murphy, you're the best. We love having you on here. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you in OKC.
I was going to say, I'll see you up there. I better.
I will be there. 16th trip for the Alabama Crimson Tide to Oklahoma City. And it never does get old. But we appreciate you, all that you do for our sport, and just love watching your teams play and the way they play the game.
Well, I appreciate what you guys do for the sport, because you've elevated it tremendously. So continue to do that, and I'll see you in Oklahoma City.
Sounds good. Thanks, Murph. See you tomorrow.
All right, see ya.
I was like, are you seeing him later today? Maybe tomorrow?
No, the plane leaves tomorrow. But yeah, Patrick Murphy joining us on Good Morning Softball America.
So
from one national championship winning coach to another, who's got, by the way, a killer backdrop. I don't know if he's in his office. I can't tell. We're about to bring him on screen, but it looks like he's about to give a presidential address. The winner of the Austin Super Regional, our old friend, Texas head coach Mike White. Look at this. I love this. How are you, Coach? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. Obviously, just late morning, kind of sleeping, getting up, and getting over the tough weekend was certainly a great comeback by the ladies. And ASU was everything and more. They were really tough competition.
Well, Coach White, I want to ask you about the weekend, and I know that this was the storyline all weekend. You make us nervous because you tend to lose that game 1 and then come back and win games 2 and 3. What is it about that game 1? And do you just like to make it interesting for all of us during Supers?
No, I don't. So I'd much rather have it the other way. But I guess someone said it's the 7th time or something, but I'm not counting, trying not to count, just worrying about playing each game as it comes. And obviously we were down that second game again, just like the year before against Clemson. But the spirit of the ladies were great, and the ability to fight back and take control in the end. And then having our relief pitchers, Lali Gutierrez, come in and do a masterful job for us and allow us to get to that third game.
Yeah, we've got to ask about the pinch hit 2-run homer by Hunter in game 2, because you're exactly right. It felt kind of similar to the way that Teagan was able to get out of that bases loaded situation against Clemson last year to come in and get the big hit late. A, what was it about the moment that said, this is Hunter's time, let's pull the card now? And B, how great is it to see someone who's kind of been in that role throughout her career once again come through with kind of the season-saving swing?
Yeah, it's not an easy role to have, without a doubt. I mean, you've got to be, I remember a quote, something about being ready. You got to be ready to be ready, it's like something along those lines. And she was just ready for those moments. And we knew that as a staff, and we kind of keep telling her that, be ready, Vic, your moment's going to come. And she cherishes those moments, and was able to get off a good swing. And I was just holding your breath to see if it had enough to get out of there. But just someone that just cherishes the moment and looks forward to it.
And as defending national champions, this team has been to the Women's College World Series. They know what it takes to win a title. How do you think that impacted this past weekend? And did you notice anything different in this team, well knowing what it takes to get through a regional, to get through a super, and then ultimately to win the last game of the season?
Well, it's not I think the experience played a part for sure. And we definitely had returning players mention that to the newcomers on the squad, about what it takes and what it was like and what their experiences were and what have they learned from last year. And hopefully that rubbed off on some of them. But, we definitely had some people, get up and make some big contributions. In other words, Ashley Maloney doesn't get on base, but comes as not a 2-run home run. So it took everybody and hitting throughout the lineup, of course, and then playing good defense without a doubt. But we just try to play each game as it comes and not try and get too far ahead of ourselves, and just play it inning by inning and keep competing. And that's all you can ask of yourself, is just compete, to the best of your ability on that day. It may not be your day. You may not have your stuff. You may not be seeing the ball like you want to, but you still just got to compete for your team and your teammates. And I think they did that for each other.
Coach, as long as we've known you and I've known you, we've always seen you in a hat, and that has been true except for once during regionals when you put the wig on.
That was my next question.
Look, we got to go there because you bobbed it up. How in the world did they convince you to put that on, and how did you think you looked?
Caden Henry is really hard to say no to. Just ask CDC. He talked to her, and he talked him into getting us a foreign trip this year. We're going to Netherlands and France. And so he was able to talk him into that, and then talked him into hopefully a trip to Hawaii. So, she is the masterful person at doing those kinds of things, and quite the personality. But it kind of reminded me back in the days when I was like 12 and 13 years old, and I had some hair, and it was a little bit longer, but not quite that long.
Oh, my goodness. Well, a last one for me. I know that you'd played men's fast pitch with Aaron Earlywine and as well as John Barkfeld, who was across the way calling pitches and helping with that pitching staff over there. Any stories from your time in men's fast pitch with either Aaron or John? And what was that like being on the field again against him?
It's kind of funny, matching wits with John. Where Aaron and I told me, what's John thinking in this moment? What's he thinking in there and doing? What's he gonna call in this situation? And so just trying to outwit each other. But John's always been a real thinker of the game, and great player. Was always analytical in what his approach, and we'd always have some good words, and we'd have some good chats together when we played together briefly. But he was always a good guy to be around. And Aaron. I used to always kid him about the fact that, he could always drop a bunt and beat it out anytime he wanted, but he always wanted to be the home run hitter. So I said, man, you got small man's disease. Let's get over that. Let's go. Let's get for the team. But he could hit. He could play some good defense. And again, a real smart guy as far as the game goes. He knows it in and out.
Because you've been to the World Series a lot with Oregon and with Texas, how has your week of preparation evolved as time has moved on, as you get ready for that Thursday game and then a run in Oklahoma City?
Well, it's kind of crazy, and I think it's something that the committee should look at, is the fact that, we started our first game and Tennessee had already qualified. I think we've got to kind of get past that, and because it does kind of, it's a disadvantage playing on a Thursday. We were like Clemson, you didn't have as much time to get ready, and then you kind of go into it. And now they've had a couple more extra days to get ready and prepare themselves. So for us, it's one, getting travel organized and getting everybody situated, and what time you're going to get up there. We're going to practice tomorrow morning before we leave, and then get up and go to the banquet, and then you get your day of media, and then also practice. So there's not a lot of spare time to get ready for a Tennessee game on Thursday. So it's going to be a little more hectic than typically it was last year, because I think we had a little more time. But it's the same for everybody. You just go do what you need to do, and we're somewhat familiar with Tennessee. We didn't play them this year, but obviously they've got a great pitching staff. Their ERA is unbelievable for a team, and you could pick you talk about a three-headed monster. They've got one. So and of course they're playing well right now.
And last one, Coach, how do you get ready for a Tennessee team? I know you just talked about them having an extra day, but what does this week look like for you and the Texas Longhorns? And when do you guys head off to Oklahoma City?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to obviously do our due diligence as far as, figuring out what one they do offensively, then what they're going to do as far as who they're going to pitch, take a look at their pitching staff and what we're going to face. And no doubt it's probably going to be 77 mile an hour plus the first game. So, so crank up the pitching machines a little bit. But you got to also be ready for all three. You got to look at that, because, you just don't know what's going to happen there. But we're going to, like I said, practice tomorrow morning and head up on about 1 o'clock and get in, and then go to the banquet and enjoy that experience as part of it. And then, of course, the team practice on Wednesday. And then get ready for Thursday. So it just happens really quickly. It's just it's on you. But we just grateful to be able to be back at the College World Series again, and such a great atmosphere. And it is the show for us, for sure, as women's softball.
Absolutely. Well, you earned it. It's been an amazing run through the postseason, SEC tournament champs, and now back in the Women's College World Series. Coach, thank you so much for taking a little time with us and showing us your presidential office. And if you want to put the wig on again at some point in OKC, we would not be opposed.
No, I've got some of my stuff from New Zealand hanging on the wall there and stuff like that. So it's some culture stuff, as well as some stuff.
A national championship trophy.
Yeah, I see a trophy right there as well.
It's front and center. We got to have that. Yeah. Well, thank you for you guys for all you do for us, and looking forward to seeing you this week.
Absolutely,
we'll see you in OKC.
Yep. Welcome.
Texas head coach Mike White joining us in Good Morning
Amazing.
Softball America. The little wig. I mean, that was awesome. What a guy.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's true. Like, that was the first time I think I've ever seen him take his hat off and he put
Really?
a wig on. I think so.
Okay, yeah. I thought he looked really good in that wig. When they put it on, I think we were.
I thought it
talking
was
about
convincing. Actually,
Yes, Tori and I were laughing, thinking, "Wow, Mike White, he looks great in that wig." But again, I think for Texas, you got so much talent up and down that lineup on offense, and like he said, it was a true team effort. It's great to see Vivi Martinez back at shortstop, and not only on offense but on defense. And
Kyle Altmaier was actually really good this weekend.
Oh, like you're taking the words out of my mouth.
Well, the bottom of the order was the story to me.
Well, yes, even there's 2 catches that she made that prevented runs on Sunday. So again, it's good to see her making those plays and back in the lineup. And then Vic Hunter, that was just epic. It is tough to be a pinch hitter, and for her to have that discipline and ability and skill to do what she did and put Texas back on top, just impressive overall team win.
And I'll pour one out for Arizona State as well, because, man, what a run. Kinsey Brown looked untouchable in game 1, and Mika Lupi was really good to start game 2. And they just kind of ran out of gas offensively, and Teagan kind of bore down, and Sitlali was fantastic in relief in game 2. But Arizona State, they're doing the trajectory thing, right? Where, Megan Bartlett gets them to regionals and then gets them to a super, and that World Series is coming. Sun Devils are going to be back in OKC sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but how about Samantha Swan behind the plate too? And not only just on defense, but her offensive contribution to the team was just really impressive as of late and in through the postseason. She was just, again, impressive. Katie Chester as well, Kaylee Pond in the outfield, just all that she went through with multiple injuries. And then for them to advance to the supers against a really tough Texas team, and they had them on the ropes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people thought Arizona State was going to punch their ticket to the Women's College World Series. And that's what you need as a team. And like you said, I think Megan Bartlett leading that team to the supers next year, they're going to know what that feels like, and it's going to be a little bit easier for them.
So we're just going to keep it
rolling.
Keep it going. Just never stop, never stop.
Water.
Yes. All right, everyone, you have 10 seconds. Take a sip, refresh, get ready. Because
we are moving.
Yes.
We really are.
The road to OKC has no stop signs. We just go 95 miles an hour down the road to
it's my style, Gray, and you know it.
That is also true. We have both ridden with each other, and we both know that speed limits are a mere suggestion. Which, you know what is funny, because at like regular velocity is a mere suggestion to Carlin Pickens as I drop my water, and we get to talk to the pitching coach, the one who is fine-tuning the machines in the circle for the Tennessee Lady Vols. We talked about Texas, Tennessee. We're getting that on Thursday, and we get to see what Megan Rhodes Smith is dialing up for the Lady Vols, and she's joining us right now on Good Morning Softball America. Coach, hello. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good. We're so excited you could join us. Thank you, Shane, for making sure that we got you on here. And I want to ask you, Gray was just talking about Carlin Pickens, but I want to ask you about the entire pitching staff and what that's been like for you specifically in this year with the best ERA in the nation. How do you even go about that? And what's that been like for you?
I think what's neat is that we knew in the fall, man, we've got a really neat assortment of arms here. And so I think that just talking to each of them about what they're so good at and how to be the best version of themselves, and then how they can actually help each other. Because for an opposing team, if you put all your eggs in just preparing for Carlin, then you're not ready for Sage or Aaron. If you put all your eggs into preparing for Sage, you're not ready for Carlin and Aaron. And so I think it's neat how they have gotten to play off of each other and how much they support each other. But for me, it's kind of the culmination of getting to watch them be special all fall. And I've loved getting to see how that looks when they actually get on the field together.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic to have three ace level pitchers who are all there have been very few who've thrown complete games this year. It's been a lot of building off of each other going into a weekend or into a matchup, and you don't have to spill all the secrets, but how is it that you like to structure the way that Sage and Carlin and Aaron and the rest of the staff kind of play off of each other?
We've worked with Nate Walker and Dana Sorensen this year and just really enjoyed their insight. And one of the things that they had always talked to us about was to be ready for postseason, to have the three arms ready to do what you need to do and to make the run you want to make in the World Series. You have to have them in different situations. You have to have people comfortable in starting, comfortable relieving, maybe being a bridge, and just whatever the role that the team needs, being ready for that. And so I think that started weekend one for us in February, and just prepping them for, hey, this is going to look a little different. This is why we're doing this. And then each time it worked, and each time they could see that it set them up for success. I think the belief builds a little bit, and it's put us in a position where, we were very comfortable with anybody starting, with anybody having the ball in their hand during super regionals. And so it's exciting to walk into, feeling like, hey, we're very comfortable and confident with whoever is in the circle for us. And when they're out there, they're our ace.
And Megan, I want to ask you about Carlin. And we saw the injury happen against Belmont and then see Sage and Aaron step into those situations that you're talking about. When going through that with Carlin and then dealing with Sage and Aaron, what was that whole kind of time frame like? Obviously coming up to a really hot start and then going through a dip and a lull. As their pitching coach, how were you able to manage all three, not only physically, but kind of mentally and preparing them to ultimately now be heading to the Women's College World Series?
Yeah, it's funny to look back at that time because I wasn't worried about what would happen on the field. It was more of, oh yeah, I hope that Carlin gets back. Once we realized the nature of the injury, felt very confident that she's going to be just fine. We just need to take it slow. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But in regards to Sage and Aaron, I think we already knew and had such confidence in what they could do. So for us, it was kind of just operate business as usual. We didn't want the team feeling any sort of, there was no panic on the coach's part because we were so confident in who was in the circle. So we didn't want them to feel that in any way from us, or if they were hearing it from the outside world, but rather, hey, this is an opportunity and let's do whatever the team needs this weekend. And they rose to the occasion. It was so fun to watch them get into some tight moments or to have some big moments and to watch them celebrate those and just have some amazing wins during that time. And I think it was great for the growth of the team because then they got comfortable behind Sage and Aaron and then you start to have confidence in whoever's out there. And I think that's been huge moving through the season. And then I'm sure for Carlin, it gave her the ability to just focus on getting back and being healthy rather than feeling like she had to rush. Any rushing was not because we were struggling on the field. The rush was just within herself because she missed playing. But we were able to slow play that and do what was best for her and give some great experience to Sage and Aaron. And they carried that through the remainder of the season.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Tennessee pitching, but I want to ask you about Sophia Knight. We were live on this YouTube channel on Thursday, and Tara's slap her heart burst out of her chest when Sophia Knight had the home run. And then I get another text the next day. It's like, she did it again. It's like, what was, I mean, as somebody in the dugout, to watch a kid who's not a quote unquote power hitter, not only show up in a super regional like that, but to do it twice for the first time all year. What was that like? And what kind of boost did that provide to the pitchers and to the entire team to see Sophia step up?
We actually had just finished talking about how every postseason there's somebody, and we're like, we don't know who it's going to be, but one of you is going to come through and do some amazing things and just get ready. It's going to be so much fun. And, who would have thought? Actually, Craig did think. He called it, I think that day in the cages, he was like, Sophia, I think you're going to go yard. And if she did. And I was in the bullpen actually with whoever was the reliever, and I see the ball go up in the air, and I was eye level with the fence and thought, that's at least gonna, oh my gosh, it's gonna go over. So it was this really like, I wish someone could have been in my head as the thought kept changing. And then we just jumped up and down, and you could see everybody was so excited for her. But the strength is no shock. It's just that she's been so used to using her speed to get the job done. If you were to, I don't know if it comes through on TV, but she is a muscle. She's a very strong girl. So there's no shock that she can do it. It's just so neat that she did it in that moment, did it twice. There was no fluke to it. I think she was suddenly like, look what I can do. And just starts wailing on the ball. So.
Well, I can attest to it. We did love that. We were watching it live together with some of our people here on the bleachers, and it was great to see. And last one for me, Megan, when you're preparing for the Women's College World Series, you've been there before. You know what it takes to get to the Women's College World Series. You mentioned Dana, you mentioned Nate. When you're preparing your pitching staff, does this week look any different than past weeks? And are you preparing just for one game, or are you taking a look at the entire field and making sure that you're prepped and ready for everybody?
We have the fortune of we have played several of the teams there. So from a scouting perspective, it's not 7 new teams. So it's nice to have a leg up when it comes to the prep work that goes into that. But I would say the conversations we have are no different. We actually sat in the bullpen yesterday and talked about the fortune that we have that Aaron, Sage, and Carlin have been there before, and letting them kind of talk to the freshmen about here's what to expect, here's what it's like. But then also, hey guys, now with all the knowledge that we have, how do you want to go about this week? What would you do differently last year, knowing what you know? And so I think that those were really neat conversations to have. And we even talked about just the difference of walking in with a mission instead of, oh, we're just happy to be here. We are soaking up every moment, but we're on a mission and we want to play our best softball when it really counts. So, but, from a scouting perspective, from the way we talk, we're going to approach each team the way we always have. But we talked early in the season, and I think it was actually this fall, there's a clip, I believe it was Adam Wainwright, and he talks about how he prepared in the off season, throwing every pitch like it was the last pitch of the World Series. And so we've talked about that. That's been part of our mantra, and something that really kind of refocused us at times when we needed a little extra oomph, or maybe got a little scattered. It was, hey, last pitch of the World Series. Remember, this is what we want. And so there's been different times when that's been really meaningful, but I think this is the time when, because we've been focused and we've been through a grind already, we need to just go business as usual because we had a tough schedule and we feel prepared.
Well, I can't wait to watch your pitching staff against those Texas Bats coming up on Thursday. It's going to be a blast. Coach, congratulations on a phenomenal season. I mean, the steadiness. I'll ask one more thing before we let you go. What's been the biggest key to the steadiness of the pitching staff? Because you grabbed that number one in the country ERA like week 1, week 2, and you've held it throughout the year. And even in the SEC, where all the offenses this year are putting up some of their school history best numbers, what was the key to that steadiness from start to finish?
Well, I can't tell you what the key is. I can tell you that I have 3 really talented arms. We have talented people in the wings developing right now. And so I think that's the exciting part, is they're really letting their talent shine. They have some special skills. And so I think the key is for us, maybe just staying loose, having fun, recognizing, like, not making things bigger than it is. And trusting that we went against some great hitters all fall. And then went to Clearwater, went to all these different places and got to see great competition. And then obviously the SEC prepares you. So I think they enjoy competing. And so the goal is just get out there and let your stuff shine. Enjoy yourself, be a competitor, go be the dog that's inside of you.
Fantastic. Well, the Lady Vols will be competing in the Women's College World Series starting on Thursday. Coach, thanks for the time. Good to see you. And we'll see you very soon in OKC.
Thank you. Go Vols.
Megan Rhodes Smith joining us in Good Morning Softball America. I was thinking about it because I looked at the sheet and I was like, number 1 ERA in the country. And I was like, that's also been true
for most
all year.
For almost every week. So good. I'm just so impressed with that pitching staff. And
yeah,
I think Megan is also you listen to her. She's such a calming influence as well for that staff, and keeping them grounded, keeping them where they were at all season long. And again, to get to the Women's College World Series, you're going to need a staff in this day and age. And I just feel like you heard straight from her. They were able to build that staff all season long. And that means Carlin starting some days. It means Aaron starting some days. It means Sage coming in to relieve and Carlin closing. And that can be uncomfortable for some pitchers at first if they've never done it before. And I think we've seen Tennessee manage that staff in a manner to where they can do that. And going to be that's going to be a great game.
I can't wait. Keep in mind, Mike White mentioned that they didn't play Tennessee this year. They did last year, and Tennessee went to Austin and won 2 out of 3. And then in the World Series, Texas got them back. So we'll see.
Exciting.
It's going to be fun. It's good. Softball, fun. That day session, I mean, again, it's very balanced. So if you're coming to the World Series, I see some people in the chat asking if Fang is coming, which I would hope that Fang, legend that he is, would be there. Xavier, we hope you're there too, because I'm bringing the pickleball paddle. But Fang's never been to the World Series.
Yeah, he doesn't go. I was going to say Fang doesn't go to the games. He's superstitious. I think he doesn't go to the World Series. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he doesn't go.
Well, if it's superstitious about OU, you don't have to worry about that this year. So come see the rest of us. Oh,
amazing.
Man. All right, we continue.
We do? We're continuing.
Yeah, we're continuing. Never stop, never stopping. 6 down, 2 to go.
Whoa. We are rolling.
Oh,
I love this.
We are all good because there's another team who's going to be battling in that morning session in OKC. They're the 11 national seed. And this young lady was part of the offensive uproar of the weekend. You want to see a home run? Just turn on Florida Texas Tech highlights from the weekend. There were 90 hit in this super regional, and we are very, very pleased to welcome in from the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Jackie List. Good morning, Softball America. Hi, Jackie. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. And I want to ask you about the weekend and clinching a ticket to the Women's College World Series. What was that like to celebrate with your teammates, and how good does it feel to be heading to Oklahoma City? I know it's probably been a dream of yours as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to watch the World Series for so long. In the past 3 years, I've got to watch former travel teammates and former players I got to play with over the summer play in the World Series, and it's been a lot of fun to watch them, but it was just surreal to get to be a part of a team that won the super regional, and we got all the hats that say, like, we're going to OKC, and just to get to be around everybody celebrating that with all our fans there and all the team. It was just one of the best experiences of my life.
You were seeing the ball extremely well. You've seen the ball extremely well all year, but what has been kind of the biggest difference in you mentality-wise this season? You had a great career at Southern Illinois. You come to Texas Tech, and you've kept it up, if not improved, on the statistics. What has helped you internally to keep up that offensive production?
I think a lot of it has just been, I've felt a lot more prepared this year. Our coaches do a great job of getting us a good scouting report on who we're going to see and getting us onto the right approach. Like, they want us to make sure that we're finding a good pitch that we can drive and that we can hit hard. And just knowing that this is what you're going to see, this is what she throws. And we know how Coach Glasgow loves his machines. So just trusting that those machines are going to really get us ready for what we're going to see, and trusting that our coaches get us prepared and trusting it once you step into the box.
Those machines are legendary. We know all about those machines. And Jackie, for you, all-time home run leader at Southern Illinois. I think a lot of people talk about transferring into Texas Tech and don't realize all of your accomplishments as well. And right now, you have 44 home runs as a Saluki, but again, didn't start in the beginning of the season, and now I've had 55 starts. When you started the season with Texas Tech, with all the accolades coming in and knowing that you were going to have to fight for your position and compete for a position today, what does that feel like to know all of the work that you put in has now paid off? And Gray talked about you swinging the bat pretty darn good over the weekend. For other transfers, what has that been like for you, and what advice could you give to them?
Well, I knew coming into it that I was joining a team that had a lot of girls that could really swing the bat. And that was even something like before the first game, Coach Glasgow told me, you're not starting this game, but I need you in the lineup. And he just trusted that I was going to take it well, just being around the game for so long. And with the way I approached the game, he trusted that I wouldn't take it too personally, and that not starting that first game wouldn't affect how I like see the team, or like really wouldn't make me question like, oh, do I deserve to be here? So it was just like, I knew that once I got my shot, I was going to make it count. And then just to be able to trust myself from there, like I knew that once I was put in the lineup, whether it was pinch hitting, starting, like I was going to do what I do, and just trusting myself and trusting that whatever lineup Coach Glasgow was going to put out there was also going to do their job. And so it was just trusting whatever 9 girls were in the lineup, whether I was one of them or not, and then going from there, whether it was I was playing first, playing outfield, DP, pinch hitting, just filling whatever role I was going to be on the team that day.
Last year, Texas Tech makes the run to the Champ Series, and you look at the roster, and really the only one who's got World Series experience is Nyjah. This year, you've got a lot of kids on that roster who've been there before, who understand what that stage is like. As a newbie who's about to experience the Women's College World Series for the first time, what are those conversations like right now amongst your teammates, as those who've been there before kind of inform all of you who haven't what that stage is going to feel like once you get there?
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen Nyjah there the past 3 years, and you got to watch Taylor get some big hits last year. Mia got some big hits, but you also have returners on the team like Maya and Lauren that you got to see their big, like Lauren's big swing against Oklahoma that sent them to the Champ Series. So they've all got to experience it. They know the pressure, and it's just trusting that they're going to lead us through it, whether we've experienced it or not. And, you know, we've played in big environments all year, whether it's our crowd, other crowds, like we've played in front of a bunch of packed stadiums. So we're used to the noise and the comments that we get and that we're going to continue to get. So it's just making sure that we focus on our dugout and the 7 innings of the game more than we focus on any of the outside pressure.
And Jackie, I want to ask about the environment, because from watching on television and seeing what we were able to see on television, I'm guessing it was quite different being there in person, being in the dugout. But I feel like you stay pretty even keeled and pretty calm throughout it all of it. How do you do that, and how do you help your teammates stay quite calm while also having their backs? Because it was a storyline all weekend long. But for you in the dugout, what was that experience like?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a very high tension environment. Obviously, with Mia being a former Gator, we knew that we were really going to have to show up for her, because the SEC is very, very passionate about their sports. And so we knew they were going to be at their best, whether it was their crowd, their team, their coaches. They were going to really want to get that spot in the World Series, and they were going to do whatever they could to try to throw us off our game. So it was just a lot about, like, we obviously have the louder voices in the dugout that are very passionate and they show their passion. So it was kind of up to some of the other players that are more my speed, where we're kind of like we fly under the radar a little bit, to kind of just keep everybody a little more grounded and focused on our team, instead of letting the outside noise really affect us too much, while also still making sure that we were being respected without letting it get a little too disrespectful.
Xavier in the chat has stolen my final question. The love bugs, please explain what that was like in person, dealing with these insects that are named love bugs for science reasons I don't want to explain on this show.
I mean, those were probably the worst part, in my opinion. Like, there was no crowd that could have been worse than those bugs. Like, I would be rolling ground balls in between innings, and like I'm about to get a throw, and I'm like ducking and dodging like away from the bugs. Like, they were everywhere at all times. We went and bought electric bug zappers just because they were so bad everywhere. And we had heard from other Florida people like, oh, like if you just spray, like if you just water down like Dawn dish soap and spray it on yourself, like they'll go away. And even that didn't help. So we were just fighting for our lives in the dugout, on the field at all times. Like they were even like on our bus everywhere. Like we could not escape them. It was unreal.
Wait, on the bus?
On the bus. Like we were going, like first day we were there, we got on the bus and they're just following us in. And then we get out of the bus to go to lunch. And they were even like following us everywhere. Like it was crazy.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Holly Rowe posted that photo of the lug bugs, and I said I would put a beekeeper suit on. Like I'd be the person with the thing. Like I that would be me.
I have zero interest.
I don't care how hot it is.
There was, no, they were so bad. Like you would get back to the hotel and you would just still feel like they were like on you and flying around. It was so bad.
Oh, well, Jackie, last one for me. I know you come from a long line of athletes in the family, with your grandpa playing baseball, your dad playing baseball, your aunt playing softball, and being the all-time average leader in batting average. Growing up, did you know that you were going to be a softball player, and what type of influence did the family have on your journey?
Yeah, they've always just been my biggest supporters. From the day I was old enough to hold up a bat, I would be swinging on the tee with my grandpa. Like he would pick me up from preschool and we would just go straight to the cages and just start hitting tennis balls off the tee. So they really just made me love the sport from the second that I was able to. And they've always just made sure they taught me everything the right way and taught me anything, like the mental game, the physical part of the game. Like they've just really made sure that I was prepared for wherever I may end up. And I always used to joke with my aunt, like, yeah, I'm going to go break all your records. And she didn't always believe me. I was a really small kid. And so she thought all her records were safe. But once I got there and had the freshman year I had, she was still so happy for me. Like I wouldn't say she was happy to see me pass her in some of the record books, but you would never know it looking at her. She's always going to be one of my biggest fans. Like she'll always be on Twitter just saying how proud she is of me. And like my dad's always posting about me. He might honestly love us going to the World Series more than I do, which is really hard to believe, but he's the biggest softball lover there is. And they've always just been right there in my corner every step of the way.
Yeah, the to the viewers out there, the greatest secret about the Women's College World Series is the real winners are usually the families, because of all of the fun that occurs beyond just the games that they get to attend and support their children. There's a lot of stuff to do around OKC that is very, very exciting. Jackie, before we let you go, what does this week look like in terms of prep, travel? When do you go? How's this going to look for the Red Raiders?
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna just really prep for anything this next few days while we're at home, and then they're gonna ship those machines off. And once we get there, that's when we're really gonna probably start really going day by day, just prepping for whatever they might throw at us, whether it's the Mississippi State pitchers and whoever we'll see from there. We're gonna just take it one day at a time. We just always, whatever our coaches throw at us practice wise, we're always just ready and we do it, no questions asked. So we just trust whatever they think we need to be prepared for. And just once we step on that field, just try to take care of business.
We have a message in the chat we have to flash before we let you go.
That's Aunt Becky, isn't
it?
Yes.
I mean, that's exactly what you said. Like,
yeah. Yep. I told you she's everywhere. She's always in the corner.
And also Peanut. Is Peanut a dog?
Yes,
there's a lot of questions about Peanut in the chat as well.
Yes, I just got a golden retriever. She's 11 weeks today.
What?
Yes.
Wait, where is Peanut? Are we
Peanut?
in the room?
No. So since we're traveling so much and she can't really go on the bus with us, she goes with my parents. So they've had her and they drove her down to Florida. And after the first game, she got to go on the field when Holly Rowe was interviewing Mia. I handed her off. So she got a little TV time. And then after we won yesterday, she got to go back down on the field. And I took some pictures with her.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay,
we need Peanut on the show.
We need, let me alert to me about the location of Peanut. And you know what? Alert Amanda Scarborough. Amanda, this is the best news Amanda's heard all week. Mm-hmm. That Peanut. Is Peanut coming to OKC?
As far as I know, she is. She likes to misbehave a little bit, but I think my parents are gonna just. She's just a baby, so she's just doing her normal puppy stuff. But I think they would know that I wouldn't let them near me if they didn't have the dog in their hands. So I think the smart choice for them is make sure they bring my daughter.
I love it. Perfect.
That was not an ask. That was a tell.
Yes.
Oh, it is. It is.
Not a question mark. It's a period. Jackie Liss is joining us on Good Morning Softball America. Jackie, congratulations on making it to your first Women's College World Series on Texas Tech for going back-to-back years, and best of luck this week. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
And introducing us to Peanut as well, I would say.
We need to find
Jackie
Peanut.
Liss. I will find Peanut.
If Peanut needs an Airbnb to stay at, they can just, Jay, who made sure that we got Jackie on today, we can watch Peanut.
Peanut can have my room.
Yes. What a joy it was to talk with Jackie.
Yeah.
So even keeled.
Is this mom and dad? Make sure you bring Peanut.
Oh.
Let's get Peanut there. You know what? All teams, if you're watching, it's okay to bring your dogs. Bring your puppies. Amanda will be all over it, as will I.
Same.
We've got one more guest coming up. She's not here yet. Ella McDowell from Arkansas. But yeah, Jackie Liss has been kind of doing it quietly this year. You look at the season stats, 439, 71 RBIs, 20 home runs.
71. Not too bad. Amanda's in the chat. Of course she is. Talking as soon as we bring up dogs. Amanda, you did not text this picture to me, so I have not seen Peanut. This is the first I'm hearing of Peanut's existence, and I feel like I am behind. I don't have it, Amanda. She said she sent it to me. I don't know when she did. Maybe night now. I just haven't gotten it yet.
It's okay. Amanda's playing favorites. It's fine. Just kidding. I'm just messing with you, Amanda.
I'm just laughing. I can't even believe you just said that. I'm just going to laugh. I'm not going to even acknowledge it.
I'm just kidding. I love Amanda. We all love each other. We're all friends. It's great. I'm very excited that I'm on the night side this year and I get to actually see Kevin and Amanda. I feel like I never see them when we're all in World Series. So it's very, very fun. Very, very exciting. And the party continues.
Whew.
Because we just talked to a young lady who's making her first trip to the Women's College World Series. How about we now chat with someone who's not only making her first trip, but who caught the final out to secure her school's first trip to the Women's College World Series. We're doing a lot of pointing, but I want to bring the energy because I know this person is about to. From the Arkansas Razorbacks, one of the most fun people you will ever chat with, interview, etc. Ella McDowell joining us in Good Morning Softball America. Hi, Ella. Well, see, there we go. Energy, hand motions. Ella, congratulations. I know this has probably been just like a thrilling 48 hours. How you doing?
Man, I'm living the dream, man. I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm so stoked.
Oh my goodness. We're so lucky to have Ella be closing out the show because I really needed that energy. And I just want to thank you for that because, you're bringing it. But I want to ask you, Gray talked about you making the last out after feeling what you felt a season ago to feeling what you feel right now in us being able to speak to you about taking Arkansas to the first Women's College World Series. What has that whole kind of emotion and process been like for you?
Man, it's been a freaking grind. A year ago, as I'm sure everyone knows, it was a heartbreaking loss. Credit to Ole Miss. They were an amazing team that year. And it sucked. It sucked completely. My mom had actually sent me a picture of me watching Ole Miss celebrate from a year ago. And she sent it to me a couple of days. And it's like, oh, we're good now. But the emotion now has just been so rewarding. I'm so proud of my team. I'm so proud of all the fans who support us and it stick through us throughout these years. So I am like, dude, I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm lit.
I want to ask about the way that you and the offense kept pushing and kept putting pressure on Duke this past weekend, because there was even a moment before the delay in game one where Duke took a 3-2 lead, and it's like, oh, okay. And now and it just seemed like every time there was an opportunity for Duke to grab momentum, you and the offense hit a home run. Tiana Bell, Carly Davison, you just kept attacking. How important was that attacking mindset going into this weekend, especially knowing that you were trying to do that thing that Arkansas hadn't done before?
It was so important. All of the coaches, especially Coach Casso, they really instill it in us that we're going to be the aggressor and we're going to be the aggressive team. So whatever punch that Duke was going to throw, we were just going to keep punching back. And we really stuck to that, and we were resilient.
And Gray mentioned the offense, but you're holding it down at the hot corner, and you can swing it and you can glove it. For you, what do you like more, offense or defense, and why?
It definitely depends on the day, but right now I'd have to go defense. I make a play and everyone's cheering my name, and I'm just so cool and awesome. So it's like, yeah, defense probably right now.
You're not wrong. All of those things are correct. You mentioned Coach Gasso. What have you learned from him the last 2 years, kind of coinciding with his tenure pretty much in Fayetteville as well? How much has he helped you as a hitter, not just, mechanically and with your swing, but up here as well?
He hasn't helped me at all. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, he's been
poor DJ.
He's gonna kill me. He's been amazing. He's such a great leader and such a great coach in terms of the mechanics wise and timing and everything in regards to hitting. But we work together so well, with game planning and understanding how my body works and how my swing needs to feel and this and that. So he's changed my game for sure. I'm really thankful for him, and he's a dog.
Oh, Ella, I want to ask you about not softball. Do you have any hobbies that you like that are outside of softball?
Stand-up comedy, perhaps, or
I could do that if I really wanted to. My schedule's a little busy, but this summer, I'll let you know. I'm like a self-proclaimed DJ. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but
I have. Jazz told me that you are.
Dude, Jazz, love that woman over my life. But yeah, I love music. I love just dancing. So last year I was kind of going on the struggle bus, and I needed a hobby outside of softball to keep my head on a swivel. And I found DJing, and I've just been practicing and making mixes here and there. So it's so much fun.
Wait, all right. So
I knew he was gonna love this.
Yeah, we gotta talk about this. All right, let's say you're making the for the whole stadium, not just Arkansas, but we're talking whole World Series. You're DJ Shauna. That's a deep cut for those who were at the World Series a decade ago. What's the set list to get the building fired up before, let's say, a night game?
Dude, I mean, for sure, some Charlie XCX, Little Brat, and Charlie XCX, whenever she does a concert, the lights flicker on and off. So Devin Park would be going crazy with the lights flickering. So yeah, I would definitely get that going.
Okay, I feel like we need you to put together something for us to use on Softball America.
I agree.
I think maybe if you could do that, we maybe have to make sure that there's no cussing. Although we already cussed on the show today, so
yeah. Thanks, Murph.
Thanks, Murph. Yeah, party. Sure, I can do whatever.
But so this week, what does it look like for Arkansas, and what are you practicing today, tomorrow? When do you all leave for Oklahoma City? And how excited is Coach Deifel as well? We haven't even asked you about Coach Deifel.
Well, I actually just got done working out and hitting, so grind doesn't stop. We're already preparing, and I think for this week, not only are we trying to, win games, but we're definitely just taking it all in as a program. This is such a monumental moment for us. So we're all super excited, especially our senior class who is getting able to finish their careers at the biggest stage. And Coach Deifel, I love her so much. She's so excited, so happy. I love her. I wanted this for her so bad. So she's great.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the reaction from first off, the fan base, which continues to stick around during every possible rain delay that can exist during a super regional, but also the alums. There were a lot of videos that I saw of the alumni who were in Bogle Park to witness Arkansas going to the World Series for the first time. How special was it to be embraced by all of those people and to have Coach Deifel, after trying to get there for so many years, be able to get there with this team?
That was so incredibly special. I mean, there were so many alum that I saw. Jimmy Kramer, Hannah Gamble, who I literally mirror my playing style over because she was such a legend, Arkansas third baseman. But it was so special. Everyone, just a collective unit. We were so happy, and it was just bigger than softball that day.
The last one for me. Ella, what is your walk-up song?
Dude, all right. My walk-up song is Vogue by Madonna. Yeah. My favorite TV show is RuPaul's Drag Race. Shout out my sister for putting me on. And, Shantae, You Stay, all the things. And Madonna has just touched the community so much. So I figured Vogue would be the perfect one.
Oh.
All right. I feel confident enough to make the announcement. Coming soon on the Softball America Podcast Network, Dude with Ella McDowell. That is your show. I think it's in your future. And I know one thing is in your future, Ella McDowell, and that is swinging the bat and fielding ground balls at the Women's College World Series.
Oh, yeah, boy. Let's do it.
I love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You are an absolute bright light in this world of chaos, and we appreciate spending even 10 minutes with you. This was awesome. You're the best.
Yes, thank y'all so much. Woo pig, let's go.
Oh my goodness.
The joyful Ella McDowell from Arkansas.
Oh.
Man, I
My
knew she was
cheeks
gonna
hurt.
bring it.
My
and
cheeks
she brought
hurt
it.
from laughing.
She's the best.
She's so
can't
good.
remember-
Thanks, Hunter, for getting her on here.
I think it was Jamie Lowprice. I did the Alliance All-Star Game years ago, and Jamie Lowprice was like, look out for Ella McDowell. She's got the personality to fill this entire hitting facility. And I was like, all right, great. I can't wait to meet her. And then I met her for 5 seconds, and I was like, I see it. And then I've seen her play for 2 years. It's like, my gosh, this kid has personality for days. She's awesome. And also, she's really good at softball, too. I don't know if we even mentioned that. But
And now we know she's a DJ.
and she's a DJ and podcast host coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Multi-hyphenate All-American Ella McDowell as well. Didn't even mention her as an All-American. She does all the things.
All the things. I can't wait to see what she mixes for us. Did you get the photo from Amanda? You should.
Yes, I've seen. And you know what? We got confirmation from, who was it? Jenna Liss. Peanut will be there this weekend.
I can't wait to meet Peanut.
Hit me in the DMs, please. We'll do a meet and greet with Peanut.
Yeah, we'll do a show with Peanut.
Yeah, honestly.
I could just sit outside the stadium. I don't have to go in.
I'll swing by for the morning games. I'll give Tom I'll let Tom go to lunch. I'll come
during that game. I'll sit outside. I'll be the dog mom. Oh my goodness. What a show, Gray. Time flies when you're having fun. I cannot believe it. We got all 8. Oh, what a feat. I love it.
Anything else you want to cover before we go? I think should we do another preview show later this week?
We'll do another show with the preview with everything and chat. We'll kind of go over last weekend, and then we'll preview all the games for Thursday.
Yeah. We do run into an interesting situation because normally when I have been working with my other job at the World Series, we have been the first game of the day. So it's been hard to do a show Thursday, but now the Gray and Terra Bowl's at 6:00 Central, 7 Eastern. So we could do something Thursday morning and it'd be fine. We'll discuss.
I think we could do something Wednesday because you're traveling on
Tuesday
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can maybe do something Wednesday. That way we can actually do a preview show, and just in case things get crazy on Thursday, because I'm flying in Thursday morning. So just in time for game 1.
Perfect. Just in time to meet Peanut.
Just in time. I know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. Wow. My cheeks hurt.
That was pretty good. As soon as she said Vogue by Madonna, that just wasn't what I anticipated at all.
Same. But I love it so much. Like, she is just, and I just love that she closed the show for us, because she just gave me energy. I can't even imagine being her teammate. She's bringing that kind of energy on a podcast for us right now on a Monday. Being her teammate, I can only, and excited for Cattleman's. We have to do our Cattleman's. Brady gets free dinner.
True. We will pick a day.
We got to figure that out.
Yes, we will. I mean, we'll see, right? Because so much of it depends on how long I'm there. But
you're going to stay there no matter what.
Well, I do have to fly back, but then I would return.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. Yeah. We'll just, I mean, I can't, like, I have to fly back. I can't just stay. And then I would return.
That seems like a lot of work, but we'll talk about it.
When have I ever done less work than I need to? Okay. Here's who came today on the show. Alexis Ramirez. That was today. Can you believe that? That set the tone. Ava Kuszak from Nebraska. Delainey Everett from Mississippi State. Patrick Murphy from Alabama. Mike White with his Bob from Texas. Megan Rhodes Smith from Tennessee. Jackie List, Texas Tech. Ella McDowell, Arkansas. Whew. We did it. What's on the site, Tara?
Oh, my goodness. There's so much to head on over to the site. I think we've also got, I don't know if it's up yet, an announcement of a let me just make sure it's up. I think it is up. We are doing a Combine Camp series with On Deck. It's not up, so breaking news. I love when I just break news. Sorry, Brady. Oh my goodness. That'll be up shortly. But we re-ranked all the teams of the Women's College World Series. Oh my goodness. It's been a long season. But hey, we're laughing. Everybody's laughing. We're having a good time. And that will be up shortly, I believe. And then the schedule is up there. And then obviously transfer portal, it will be front and center. There are some really good articles up on the site. Maroon and White's got a Delainey Everett article about their win over Oklahoma. We've got Red Raider Sports as well. So the really cool thing about On3 is we've got a lot of writers that are picking up softball all across the country that are publishers for their various universities. So there's a ton up on the site right now. So head on over. Sooner Scoops up on there, Gators Online, Huskers Online, VolQuest. So there's so much for you to take a look at, and we will continue to have tons of content heading into the Women's College World Series and breaking news.
Do we have any events at the World Series? As of right now, that we can announce. As
of right now, no, I can't announce any events yet, but I will when I can.
Okay, stay tuned.
Oh, man.
And we'll talk about it Wednesday, but if you see us wandering around Hall of Fame Stadium, Devon Park, say hi.
Yeah, please say hi. Yep.
Yeah.
Please say hello. Oh, my goodness.
Unless I'm walking really fast, because that means something has gone awry and I'm in a hurry.
Also, I can't believe even Lefty didn't know how legendary that team didn't know. How old am I that didn't know about Michael Jackson and how legendary he is?
It was like, what'd she say? I didn't know he was such an icon. I was like, really?
Oh,
Are we sure? Okay.
Yes.
Well,
thank you to all the SIDs.
Yes. Good job, everybody.
I'm just gonna say everybody.
This is a very hard week for SIDs. So Thank your SIDs. They got to get a lot of stuff turned around very quickly. Xavier is asking about pickleball. Are we chicken and pickling? Is that on the itinerary? Maybe.
We can put it on the itinerary. I know that Holly Rose doing an event over at Chicken and Pickle with Michelle Smith, I believe, as well.
Where'd they get that idea?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But thank you to Grace, Shane, Paige, Vinny, Nate, Jay, Brian for getting everybody on the show today and very quickly. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to make sure we could try and get everybody from each team on here so you could, if you didn't know them already, that you could be a little bit more committed to their team and their vibe.
Last question coming from Ross.
Oh, Ross.
Because I am also wanting to know, will there be hats? Will I finally get one of the new SA hats? Are you?
They are available online.
For me? Just bring one.
Which one would you like? If you guys want to bring us to bring some hats, then we can. You just have to tell me which ones you like. Well, we already are doing a giveaway, which we did our giveaway with TIY. I think the winner, Brady's got the winner, so we will announce that maybe tomorrow when we have the show, or no, Wednesday. Sorry, we'll do it Wednesday. The TIY. If you saw all the games all weekend long, you saw how many girls are wearing them.
I think Delainey was wearing one.
I think so.
Yeah.
For sure, Tegan Kavan was wearing one. Keegan Rothrock was wearing one. There's just so many. Oh, there's Andretti Racing next to pickleball. Now you're talking, Xavier.
Gray versus Holly Rowe. Let's go.
I will race you, Gray.
You'll kick my tuchus. I got you in pickle, but don't. You got me in automobile.
Motorsports.
Yeah. And softball as well.
Pretty safe.
Give me the edge.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let's
wrap.
Let's wrap it up.
Many thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out with us, for being a part of the conversation. Like, share, subscribe, like this video, send this to your friends. There are some people who are jumping into softball now. That's awesome. Welcome. We would love for you to watch all year. However, if this is when you're getting in on it, send them this pod and let them know more about some of these teams. I had a couple buddies of mine texting, asking about Arkansas and Texas Tech last night, and I was filling them in and letting them know. And, this is a great opportunity to introduce more people to the sport, because I kind of think this World Series might get nuts. So we'll see how it goes. For Tara Henry, I'm Gray Robertson. Thank you to everyone. This has been Good Morning Softball America, presented by GoRout. Tara wants me to end it quickly, so I'm going to do it now. Bye, y'all. See you at the Women's College World Series.